All right, so for the assignment, you are responsible for calculating the losses of food at different levels and then seeing how much is wasted along the way. So to show you how this works, I'm going to kind of walk you through the first one here, which is where does 100 pounds of flour go? So just to kind of get a grasp of what this chart is showing us, this first column is showing the different stages of where food waste can occur. So it can get lost during production, storage, processing and packaging, distribution and retail, and consumer. Which consumer is just us consuming it. It's us eating the food or having it at our house or going to a restaurant and getting leftovers or not getting leftovers, that kind of thing. The second column is all about, it tells you how much is wasted at that stage. And then the next three columns are what we've got to figure out. So the percent that remains, the number of pounds lost, and what's left of 100 pounds. Okay. So I'm going to start with filling out this first column, percent that remains. This one's pretty simple. All you're doing is subtracting the percent wasted from 100%. So for example, if there's 9% wasted, then you do 100% minus 9%, so there'd be a 91% remaining. So I don't really think I need a calculator for this one. So if we take 100% minus 2%, there is 98% remaining after production. Again, 2% wasted, so there is 98% remaining after storage. 10% lost during processing and packaging, so 100 minus 10 is 90%. Distribution and retail loss also gets 2% wasted, so that would also be 98%. And then 27% is wasted by consumers, so 100 minus 27 is 73%. Okay, these next two columns you kind of have to do simultaneously, so I'm going to walk you through both at the same time. So step 2 talks about number of pounds lost. So you're going to take the amount that is left and then multiply it by the percent wasted and divide it by 100. So for example, if there's 97 pounds of meat left and 6% is wasted during that specific stage, then you would multiply 97 times 6, then divide that by 100. So 97 times 6 equals 582, and 582 divided by 100 equals 5.82. And remember, we are rounding to the nearest pound, so that would just be 6 pounds. And then to calculate what's left of 100 pounds, you're just going to take what's left and subtract the number of pounds lost. Okay, so if 2 pounds were lost during storage and we had 97 pounds left after production, then 97 minus 2 equals 95 pounds left. I think it'll make sense when you see this. So right now, because we haven't done anything yet, we should assume we still have 100 pounds of flour. Okay, so what we have right now is 100 pounds. So I'm going to do 100 times 2, because that's how much is wasted, and then divide it by 100. So I'm going to go to my calculator. So 100, and to be honest, you probably don't need to use a calculator for this, but that's fine. Divided by 100 equals 2. So 2 pounds are lost during production. Okay, then to figure out what's left, all we're going to do is take how much we have at this moment and subtract the number of pounds lost. So I'm going to take 100 minus 2, which is 98 pounds. Then I'll go to the next one. So I'm going to take what I have at the moment, which is 98 pounds, multiply it by the percent that's wasted, so during storage that's 2%, and divide by 100. So that's 1.96. We're going to round up to 2, so 2 pounds are lost during storage. And then to figure out how much I have left, I'm going to take 98 pounds and subtract 2 pounds, which is 96 pounds. So then I'd move on to processing and packaging loss. So I got 96 pounds, 10% is wasted during this, so I'm going to do 96 times 10 equals divided by 100. So 9.6, that means about 10 pounds are lost. Okay, and if we had 96 pounds and now we've lost 10 pounds, that means now we have 86 pounds. Okay, so now I'm going to take 86 times 2 divided by 100. $1.72, we're going to round up to 2. So that would be 2 pounds lost. And if we had 86 and now we lost 2, that would put us at 84 pounds. And we just have to do our last one, which is consumer loss, which has 27% wasted. So I'm going to take 84 times 27 equals divided by 100 is 22.68. We're going to round up again, so we're going to round up to 23. Okay, and then 84 minus 23, I'm going to do this in the calculator just to be super accurate, is 61 pounds. So that's how much is left over. And we'd be done with that part. Then there's just 3 questions here we got to fill out. So how many of the original 100 pounds of flour will be eaten? Well, this is what was left over at the very end. So that means only 61 pounds will be eaten. The rest was wasted. How many of the original 100 pounds of flour will be wasted? You can solve this one of 2 ways. You could add up all of the values in the number of pounds lost column, or you could just do 100 minus 61 since that's what we started with. So 100 minus 61 is 39. So that means 39 pounds of flour were wasted. And then the percentage of the 100 pounds that went to waste, this is really easy because we're working with 100. 39 pounds were wasted, which means 39% of that was wasted because we started with 100 pounds. Okay, so that answer will always be this answer, but in a percentage. Okay, and then you have 2 questions underneath the answer, and I actually already answered them just to kind of give you an idea, but you can come up with your own ideas. So question 1 says, at what level did the greatest amount of food get wasted? Why do you think this happens? So we need to look up here, percent wasted, and see which one is the greatest. That's consumer loss. Okay, so flour gets wasted the most by consumers, which again means people that just go to the grocery store, buy food, take it home, and then they're wasting it, whether that means it goes bad in their fridge or they spill it or something like that. So why do you think this happens? So specifically flour, I think consumers waste flour the most because they improperly store it and waste it during cooking or baking. Okay, you can come up with any idea you think. 2, what do you think could be done to reduce the amount of waste at that level? So how could we eliminate wasting it by consumers? So people could be more careful when measuring flour to use during cooking instead of spilling it. People could store flour in airtight containers after opening it so it doesn't go bad. Those were my 2 solutions. And then you would be finished.